what kind of sentence? Like, what kind of wicked? Are we talking like naughty wicked? Or are we
No,
talking
I'm not
like
reading naughty words on.
evil? Not naughty words, but you can still do inflections.
I
But like
write the naughty words. I don't
evil.
say them out loud. Hey everyone, welcome to the More Than Words podcast, Halloween special edition. I am USA Today bestselling author Dakota Willink. My stories are about passion, power, and the messy beauty of love. I am most known for my dark romances, and my guest today, Lacy Laurel, is someone who helped actually bring those billionaire stories to life. If you are familiar with the Stone Saga, Lacy performed the voice of Christina Cole. She also narrated Cadence in the Fade and Choose series. She is my oldest friend in the book world. Our phone calls are never short, and neither of us struggle to find any number of things to talk about. A little bit about Lacy. After finishing college and starting a rather large family, she has 5 kids, which include a set of twins, which I'm sure she's going to tell you all about. Lacy dove into literature as a way of, just to relieve stress and carve out a little bit of time for herself, which I think a lot of moms can relate to. Once finding audiobooks, she fell in love with performing and set her sights on learning the art of telling stories. She ended up gravitating towards romance and thoroughly enjoys getting to bring stories about passion, love, loss, to life. She actually has a very impressive catalog, which I didn't even realize it was this big until she told me. She has 450 audiobooks, and most of them are romance. So that said, I'm going to bring her in so that you can meet her for yourself. Look at you, sexy mama. What are you wearing?
I guess it's a geisha. I was ordering my son's anime costume,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, I kind of like that. It's kind of pajama-esque, but with purpose. Okay, can you hear me or do I need to put an earphone on?
Nope, you sound good. Sound good to me. I got us recording. We are good to go.
Pull
I
up.
only have half. I'll be honest. My shake and bake my Ricky Bobby costume.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. I
I
love
only
it.
have half of it on today. I have stretchy pants on right now. Last weekend I had a little skirt that was probably too short for a 46-year-old to wear. But hey, it's Halloween.
Oh no, that's her. That is totally her. I'm telling you. I
I
need to.
almost actually dressed up as like Lacy Laurel for this. Hang on.
Mm.
I gotta show you my costume. Hang on. Hang on. I gotta see if I can do a screen share. Can I do a screen share on this? Now it's coming up. Wait a minute. There it is. Whoops. There. Now can you see it?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that is so freaking hilarious.
You have to like read it. So
Oh,
it's got,
okay.
hang on. So we've got,
Oh my God. Yes. Two misbehaving dogs, a listening booth. Yes, two misbehaving. Oh my gosh, those two. Backlogged audition list, 37 sets of faulty earbuds when I really
it's like every time we get on the phone, you're like, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
just talking about my son and I were just talking about that because my husband wants to use it. I'm like, they're all jacked up. You can't use these bad boys. I love it. That is so cute.
Anyway, it was super funny. So before we keep going, I'm just going to tell everyone to hit the like button, just to make sure we give that little boost to the algorithm so that it can people like you can find us easier. So before we got on, I did Lacey's intro, but I didn't really tell you about how we know each other. I said that
Hold on. I hear the misbehaving dogs, so I
I
know.
don't hear them. I don't hear them.
Hold on. That, and then I'm at 5%. Hold on.
Okay. All right. So we are good now. I feel like this recording started like how every one of our phone conversations goes.
Right? It's, I tell you, that's everything with me. Okay.
So no, so when I did your introduction, I was telling everybody that like you're my longest friend like in the book industry because when I first
Mm-hmm.
started, I didn't know what I was doing. We just, hit publish and you just figure it out like as you're going along. And then about a year into it, readers were asking for an audiobook. I'm like, oh, I don't know how to make an audiobook. So I started doing research to look into that. And then I put up an audition on ACX. Lacy auditioned for the role, and she tried to explain to me how everything worked, like via email. And she might as well have been speaking Chinese to me. I had no idea what she was saying. So I said, hey, can we just get on the phone and talk about this? And then I don't know, and everything kind of just like grew from there. Now we're on the phone all the time.
Hmm. Yeah, no, and literally that first conversation, I was driving my niece from or to her basketball practice. Like, there's always me in the car.
Oh, that's
That's
right, because you had your niece with you at the time. I
hmm
remember that. Yeah.
that's yeah, yeah, like 8 years ago. It's
Yeah, that
eight or
sounds
nine.
right. Because Heart of Stone, it'll be 10 years old in December.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I think that book was out for about a year and a half. Yeah,
Before
before.
we started the process.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, so long ago. But literally, I think too for me, because everybody that I was in contact prior to that,
Mhm.
um, I think I have like maybe no, there's two. Well, I don't consider them friends like I do you. So like when I say that someone who's a friend, like when I talk to new people or I meet new people, I'm getting to know them or we're doing something and I'm like, well, I have a friend and this is, how I get certain information or how I can judge certain things. And it's always you. It's
Yeah.
always that I go back to and um it just one of the things that I always I think appreciated or really made it easy to work with you is that I have a lot of clients that whether they start out and move on to something else with me, they are told you got to have audiobook. Whether they already listen, have no idea what it is, do know, they're always told by their fans you got to have audiobooks.
Uh-huh.
And you're like the only one, maybe one of two, that really did the research, figured out whether or not you felt it would be right for you to have your book in audio, and then wanted to learn all the things about how to make it happen and then how to market it. Like it's those steps that people just they don't do. They'll they'll jump into it and get it done and then be like, I don't know what to do with this thing. It's not selling. I don't like this app. And I'm like, it's
It's
not
just
a
how it's
it's just
just
like
how
your
I'm
book. You
it's
can't
just my
write it and leave
makeup.
it there. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, it's totally not.
Yeah, it's
And
just the
yeah,
way that like my brain works. Like I can't do things unless I know like fully how it works. Like even that's even from like when I was like a little kid, most kids they go on roller coasters and they're flying around having a good old time. And I got off the roller coaster and I told my mother how it worked. Like it was just and it's just the way that like I have to understand it before I can like fully do anything.
yeah.
It's just
And
how
it's such a huge. I mean, other than writing your book, I feel like there's not a lot of steps that are as huge as an audiobook, and it's something that if you do it right, it lasts with the book, right? And you don't have to like covers, depending on whether you're buying them from someone or like you figuring out how to make a quality professional thing. Covers change. People change their covers, even if it's just for a little bit and then they go back to the original. The covers change. You don't change your audiobook. You don't change the performers. You don't change that normally. If you do, it's after 7 or 10 years. So you're stuck with this thing. So I always appreciated the way that you went about it because I always felt comfortable with knowing, okay, she's going to appreciate the product, like the product, and market it and use it for what it's worth.
yeah.
Some clients, I'm always like, especially working in the indie space, I'm like, they're not gonna like this. This is not, and it's not necessarily me knocking my own performance or somebody else's performance, but it's more they don't even know what they want. You could kind of feel that
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's something to be appreciated with when I have authors that they just get it done because their fan base wants it and they just let you do it and let it go. And then they just sell it. Like there's different layers to it, but I think from where I was when I met you, you helped me to kind of have to grow in what I was doing business wise and how I was coming about creating. And
I think because with audio, I approached it with like a whole of business approach, like I do with everything.
mhm,
Like it's like a whole
mhm,
package. Like when
mhm.
you're putting together your books from paperbacks to hardcovers to audio, it's I bundle everything together when I do all my marketing. Everything is all together. So I think that's why.
No, that's huge. And the
Yeah.
people that I have shared that with have asked, and I'll say, you have to do it together. You have to do it all the time. You have to do it consistently. You can never do something and not mention that you don't have it. And it's not me just trying to say, promote me. No, it's you promote your thing because they're not going to know it's there.
Yeah.
And I can't even tell you how many times I go to buy something and I would love a certain product, but I don't know it's there. So I don't get it. And I go do something else for years. And then I find out later, oh, I could have been doing this the whole time. Why didn't you say something? It's the same
Yeah.
way with authors, or I feel that the authors that I work with, because I work a lot with indie authors. So it's like, just like you promote your book and you promote your backlist, like they tell you, don't just work on you don't just promote the first, but use that opportunity, that new release as a way to say, hey, this is my backlist. This is what I have going on. It's my catalog. You don't just write it and forget it. And it's the same thing. You don't just have an audiobook made and then just be like, oh, yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
That's not, it's not going to be as useful or as, you're not going to make back what you spent, certainly, if that's the case that you do. That's usually not the case. So
I should have known, like going into this, we were not going to stick to whatever
I
originally
know, I know, I
planned.
know.
Because I'm
Okay.
like, wait, hang on, wait, we didn't even do the beginning part where I normally like, okay, what are you loving and what are you hating? I'm like, wait, we have
Yeah,
to
yeah,
like
yeah.
bypass all that. All right, so what's something that you're loving and something that you're hating right now?
Like in life in general.
Just anything.
Okay, okay. So right now I am loving being a parent of teenagers. And that is very rare. And I know other people will be like, what? But
No, I had fun when my kids were teenagers.
they're so independent and they can really communicate with you and you get to learn more about their personality, especially the oldest, because like he's out there living his life and he's not afraid to talk to me about things. And so even if he knows that I'm going to be like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like he's telling me, we went to the Bay Area. Well, granted, you're like 3 hours away from the Bay Area. Why are you driving at 10 o'clock at night going to the Bay Area? Oh, we were trying to go clubbing. And I'm like, you're not 21. You're not gonna find like I'm like I've learned to like let him tell a story, get it out, and then I go, yeah, you're not really gonna be able to do that till you're 21. They're just not. They're not gonna make money off you guys, so
Yeah.
they're not gonna do it. So I don't know what to tell you. He goes, yeah, I figured that out. But I've learned to how to navigate each personality, and it just I enjoy it. I don't think my husband likes it as much because they're so independent. They're like not wanting to do things with him. And
Yeah.
he's just like, well, what am I supposed to do? And I'm like, figure it out, get a hobby. I don't know. But they're like humans in their own right. And it is so cool to see that. Right now, what I'm hating, uh, sports parents. It's
They gotta, if they're anything like dance moms,
yeah,
you don't
like
even have to explain. I
literally.
get it.
My best friend and I finally have, well, we had two of our kids together in karate for a very long time. And now our youngest are together on the football team. And it's great to have her to like be like, did you read this message? Like these people are crazy. Like what is it's great to have her to bounce off of, but sometimes I pick up my phone and I dread the ding that comes from the football app or from my daughter's. Like, I can't with these people. And I
I
feel
get
so
it.
like,
I get it. Way too many years as a dance mom, a lot of drama, a lot of,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
and or even like it wasn't even just like the parents were the moms, the entitled children, I will say.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I'm even my
Yeah.
daughter was like, Mom, if I ever talk to you like that, I'd be like, that's right, you would never be dancing again. Like
Yep.
it's just,
And even just
so
like the
there
stuff
was a
that my daughter
lot
has
of
to
stuff that
go
we saw.
through,
Yeah.
like they see me standing here and they'll say stuff to her or not acknowledge her, and they're like her teammates, and I'm like, the boys' teammates would never. What is going on? And she goes, oh, it's some stuff at school. And I'm like, oh no. And the parents are just right there buying into it. And I'm like, I'm an adult. I don't have time for this.
I'll never forget this story. Like I'm gonna go off for a minute. So there was a situation with another dancer, We were at a dance competition, and the dancer, she was little. She was like, I don't know, 7, 8 years old. She hauled out and smacked her mother in the dressing room.
I
And
think you've told me this
oh, we
one.
were mortified, right? We're like, oh my God, I can't believe that this happened. Well, then after we got through the competition weekend, the studio had like a sit down with all the girls. We
Hmm.
didn't know as parents that they were having this sit down until they came home and we got an email at the same time after the class let out. They told us that they basically gave us, like, like in my books in the Stone series, we have like a safe word. These girls were given a safe word. If they're having a moment, then they just have to say pineapple to their mother, and then their mother can walk away. Wait,
No,
what is happening right now? This is not a
no,
good idea. How
no,
about the child just control their actions and
no.
receive
That,
commands?
that. Yeah,
It-
no, I've learned to walk. It's taken years.
yeah.
Sorry. Did you hear the beeping?
No, I didn't hear it.
Oh, okay. So I've learned the hard way to just walk away from a program if I feel like stuff like that's going on, and I'm like, because I'm too old. Time is precious, and if I don't want my kids around that, because they would never.
Yeah.
They would have a hard time at home thinking that they were going to do this activity if they behave like that. No safe word is going to be okay for their behavior. Like, it should be the other way around with that
Right,
parent.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to find things that are people, because you in any sport, whether you're paying someone to be a part of it or school, your your kid is on this team with these families, and they're not necessarily running their households the way that you would, which is fine. But they also don't want to raise their kids the same way or at all. Sometimes it seems like so. It's like, did you really just say that? Did you really just let that happen? And my husband is not the one. He will, like, he takes a lot. He really loves kids, but he cannot deal with kids that are disrespectful.
Yeah.
And like that, like, oh my gosh.
It's rough.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah.
And then for it to be turned around on the parent, I'm like, to sit back, because you don't want to be in somebody's business.
I'll
But
just never forget saying to my daughter, I'm like, if you ever tell me pineapple, she's like, don't worry, I'll never say it.
But then I think too, those
So
moments are the ones where you're doing something right with your kids when they're even kind of seeing, whether it's right, wrong, whether your opinion is right, wrong, and different. If your children are sharing that with you, that's a moment that you guys can have to kind of bond as you grow up, as they grow up. So they know, like, yeah, no, I would never do. I know that they know you. They're paying attention. They
yeah.
know their expectations. So it's kind of like those moments that are like checks and balances. But yeah, I think too, for me, the reason why I'm so like against sports parents right now is that having the older ones, and even my niece, I've been through it. I've seen the different kids at different ages, and I get what the goal is. And a lot of parents that I'm dealing with right now, they feel like my kid's going to be in the NBA, my kid's going to be in the NFL, and I'm like, you just want your kid to be a viable adult. Like, that's the goal. If
Yeah.
they do anything beyond that, it will happen if it's meant to be. But like with my oldest, we felt he had so much potential, but in the end, he just was like, "No, I'm done," and we were okay with that. But I'm loving the person that he is and where he is. And he would have never been there if he didn't have those years playing sports and focusing.
Yeah.
And these parents that I'm dealing with now, they're like with seventh graders, so they're like,
Yeah.
not comprehending
They'll
at all.
figure it out eventually. The
Yeah.
newer parents coming up always take a little while.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My answer is a little more simple for like the loving and hating, but like I
Mhm.
related like everything you were saying though. But no, I feel like right now it's like I'm trying to take joy in like little things. And one of the things I'm enjoying are Heath bars. I never get to have them ever. But I won't keep them in the house, but I will, like, every year at Halloween I buy like the bag that has like, the little tiny one. So like I'll
Oh yeah, I was gonna say this is your time then. This
yeah.
is like, because I remember going through things of candy, and those are the ones that for whatever reason my kids just won't eat. My husband loves them, but like that, yeah, like this is the
I just
time where
love toffee. Love
yeah,
toffee.
yeah. You get to kind of indulge in those things. This is the great season for you then.
What I'm hating right now is the fact that I'm seeing Christmas commercials before Halloween. I'm like, wait, what? I was like, I will say the commercial I saw was a really good commercial, but normally I
Mhm.
expect it like November 1st. Okay, I expect it. But I saw
Yeah.
a commercial 2 weeks ago. What's happening? Like,
Yeah, that's a bit
it's too
early.
much. It's too
That's a
much.
bit early.
Yeah.
That's a bit early.
My
I
husband was saying,
I
because
love Christmas, and I know you love Christmas.
I have
I
six
love
Christmas
the
trees.
the
Yeah,
decorating,
I
all
love
the
Christmas.
things, but there's a season for it. You know what I mean? Like, you appreciate it so much because it's in its space, and if
Yeah.
you encroach on that space, it's too much.
Yeah.
I get that some people want to skip over Thanksgiving, like they go from Halloween and they're just jumping in, and now that's the thing to skip over Halloween, but it has its time. This is not it.
We sort
Don't
of
start.
like we get through Halloween and
Mhm.
then the first couple weeks in November, and then because I host Thanksgiving, we sort of blend like the holiday season just sort of all gets blended in together. So like usually by
Mhm.
like the second or third week in November, I have up all the Christmas trees
Mhm.
because like setting them up, it's such an ordeal because there's six of them, so there's so much to do. And then I host Thanksgiving. So this way the whole house is like decorated and pretty for like when the family comes over.
Yeah,
Did you decide, are you going to do this? Read an excerpt from one of my books and like,
I pulled something and I practiced.
did you? Because I'm like, I don't know if I can read in like spooky Halloween voice, but I'll try to do like the one sentence you said
Well,
later, but
and I
I
think
don't know. Like, we'll see how
maybe
this
I
goes.
took it a different. I didn't do spooky when I was practicing. I didn't do spooky Halloween, but I did do like terrified Christina. Like she's in the horror, or what I felt was she's in the horror story.
Okay, all right,
You
gotcha,
know what I mean?
gotcha.
Like she's scared, like she doesn't know.
All right.
So yeah, I don't know, but
Okay, no, that's good. That's good.
I do have to say I have to turn the camera off. I can't do it
Oh, yeah.
on camera.
Oh,
I
then
mean,
you can just, or just like turn to the side. So like you can't, because like turning it, I don't know how it's gonna work with it off.
okay, or
That
maybe
might
I
be
can
weird.
do. Hold on. Oh, I know what I can do.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. First, I need to make sure. Okay, because I have it. Okay, here we go.
That's actually perfect. Yay.
Make sure I'm protected.
Okay, you're protected. I can't see you. You're fine.
Okay, okay, here we go. I caught the gaze of the man in the suit as he strode toward me with an air of confident grace. His stare was intense, intimidating almost, yet lines of concern spread across his flawlessly sculpted features. Speechless and embarrassed by my clumsiness, I took a step back. Big mistake. I slipped on a spilled drink and went down hard. Now my head and my ass hurt, mortified beyond relief. I wanted to crawl into a hole and stay there forever. This could not be happening. The hottest guy on the planet. Me sitting in a puddle of cappuccino? Unfucking believable. I felt a warm hand on my shoulder and I looked up. The suited man was gazing down at, at me with the most incredible pair of blue eyes I had ever seen. They were the color of cobalt blue, reserved and calculating as he regarded me. I didn't think eyes could be so vibrant. For a moment, I presumed he wore colored contacts. However, as I continued to stare, the depths of his eyes were endless and seemed to swallow me whole. The intensity of them sent a shiver up my spine, raising the hairs on the back of my neck. He was definitely not wearing contacts. Okay.
I don't know. It's so funny that you picked that scene because we were at, I think it was Readers Take Denver, and Kit Swan picked
Mm-hmm.
that up. She
Mm-hmm.
narrated that scene in an Elmo voice, but she did it like in third person, like Elmo slipped and I was crying. I was
I
laughing so
think it's
hard.
the meet cute. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
when
yeah. It was
you
the
get
meet
on it.
cute in Heart of Stone. Yeah.
And then I remember, and something about it, I was like, I think like, because I remember I was like, obviously she fell was the whole thing, but that whole anxiety she felt, and that's what clicked with me. I was like, ooh, suspense. I don't know if I can do it. Let's see if I can do. And then, so, and it was easy to find too. So I was like, oh yeah, perfect. I know where this
Yeah,
is.
that's funny. Yeah. No, and actually, speaking of like that book, so we have a giveaway set up. The link is in the it's going to be in the description for YouTube, and I have Heart of Stone is part of that giveaway, and then Lacey also has a book called The Christmas War Pause by Therese Clark. And it was narrated by her and Winston James. So make sure you go click on that link in the comments so you can get in on that giveaway.
And I know it's early Christmas, but oh well.
Yeah, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. By the time they get it, we'll be past like, the Halloween
Yeah.
season by the
Well,
time we close out the giveaway and whatnot.
though people who get it and then they hold on to it and then till they're in their their TBR list, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah. So let's see. I don't know if I can do this. All right, so we have the Wicked Whisper Challenge. Oh,
oh,
yeah, yeah. Did you
so
think of a sentence for me or no? If you didn't, we can just skip it. That's
I
fine.
didn't because I was kind of like, what kind of sentence? Like, what kind of wicked? Are we talking like naughty wicked, or are we
No,
talking
I'm not
like
reading naughty words on.
evil? Not naughty words, but you can still do inflections,
I
but like
write the naughty words. I don't
evil.
say them out loud.
Who
Yeah.
was it? I was watching an interview.
Yeah.
It was Sherry Shepherd. She's writing a romance novel, I guess. And so she's like, oh, I've got some scenes. And I'm like, okay, everybody thinks they can write a good sex scene. It don't happen like that.
It's hard. It's the
I'm
hardest
so
thing to write.
biased.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's only so many ways you can like
Mm-hmm.
stick it in the hole. Like,
There's only so many ways you can say it or the words. And then there's
yeah, like how
words
many
that ick
times?
people out and you're trying to be cognitive of that. And then you're like, well, I should think about what icks me out. And that's what,
Yeah.
you can never go right. But I mean, you can, but you can't.
Yeah.
So worry. I have an author that she literally, she writes explicit scenes and she does it very well, but she just does not. She can't. And I think, no, her first book was, yeah, no, she stresses about it. She saves them for the end. So
Mhm.
like she'll write the story, she'll mark it out, and then she saves it for the end. And then I go, but don't you worry about if you write them all in a row, they'll be so similar. And she goes, don't freak me out. But it just does. And I go, well, you don't have to have it. And she goes, no, my stories, it's just the level of passion that I want. And then she's on the market a clean romance. It's different. And
It is very different audience marketing for me. It
there was a
actually
book.
I almost wonder if it has to be a separate pen name too, because you
I
will
think
genuinely
so.
anger readers. Like the
I
clean
think
romance people
so.
will get mad if they get
I didn't know
steamy and vice
how
versa.
stuck I was on having it explicitness in it a book until I read a book that I was loving and I just thought it was a slow burn. So I was fine with that. And then we got to the end and I was like, this was a closed door. What the hell? Ugh, I don't even like it anymore. Like, and I think for me,
I
it's just the level of realness that you bring to
Yeah.
that relationship because you're trying to convince someone who's reading about this, most times about this passionate love affair, and how can you really have that without that physical connection sometimes? I mean, I guess you could,
I
but
remember, do you remember reading Twilight? Did you read Twilight?
yes,
Yeah,
I
okay.
did as an adult though.
So I read it as an adult too. Like it was like, I don't know, maybe it was probably around the time I started writing books actually, because that was a
Mm-hmm.
moment in my time in my life when I was just like binging like
Mm-hmm.
crazy. And I remember reading Twilight and it was clean, but they're in high school and whatever. But then when they get like, okay, they're getting married, they're having a honeymoon, we're gonna get our action, right? I was like, what is this fade to black? What's going on? Like
It
none of
never, when I read it, it never occurred to me because I was not there yet. It's weird. My reading journey, when I was 10, 12, I was reading The Color Purple. I was reading How Stella Got Her Groove Back. I was reading a lot of adult things. And then when I stopped reading, I was like, okay, I stopped reading. And when I was pregnant with my twins, I started reading again because I was on bed rest.
yeah.
And it didn't occur to me what could be in the books. Like it did not occur to me. So I read Twilight. I was fine. I was like, okay. I think I started with Harry Potter. I wanted to read that whole series because we had been watching the
Okay,
movies
so
with
if
the
you went from Harry
kids.
Potter to Twilight, I could see
Yes,
how
because
like
I
you
was
made that like,
popular. And then
yeah.
my sister-in-law, who is a social worker, who goes to court a lot and will have to sit there and read. Well, she chooses to sit there and read. Well, I don't think she does that job. I mean, she's still a social worker, but I don't think she has to go to court anymore. But she would sit there and read. And I guess she thought 50 Shades was not that serious. Like she did not. So she
God.
started trying to read it, and she was sitting like in the court hallway, and she was like, I could not. So she was telling me like, oh my God, there's this book. They're coming out with the movie, and so she said it, and I said, yeah, we've been kind of talking about it, like joking, but none of us have read it. And she goes, Mija. She was just like, it is a lot. She goes, I cannot at work. There's just no way. Because she deals mainly with kids. So she's like, I can't, like, she goes, you can't be dealing with child abuse and then read that. She goes, no, 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 no.
But honestly, like
So,
you walk around with like if she's sitting there in a courthouse, any other woman in that courthouse who may have read that book, they're gonna see that cover and they're gonna be like, wait, what was happening? Like,
yeah, yeah.
it became a very recognizable cover. If the movie
But,
was
and that's what
already
made
like
me,
gonna be
well,
in,
I think she had it on her phone. Like, she had a Kindle. So you can't see, you know what I
oh,
mean?
okay, okay. It wasn't the actual. See, I'm
We
a
were
paper
late to
reader.
it.
I have
She
to have a
wasn't.
book, physical book.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, and we were late to it. Like I only, I don't know if it's a West Coast thing or what. We were kind of just late to the trend of it. And so then when she read it, where she said that, I was like, I can read this. I can take it. And I started reading it, and it was like the contract parts. It was so boring. I had to start over a couple of times.
Mhm.
And then when I finally got through it, I was like, they write books like this? And then it dawned on me the stuff that I had read before as a kid. I was like, oh, yeah, they do. And then I opened up my Apple books, and this was like maybe 2 years before I was a narrator. And it just, the floodgates. And I couldn't go back to closed door after that. I was like, it felt forced for me. So I
Yeah.
can imagine if you're going to write in both genres, separating a pen name, separating everything, because you're going to get people who have a very strong reaction to it. It's not always going to be what you want it to
Yeah.
be.
No, I flip flop all the time. I'm such a mood reader. I don't even just stick to romance. Like, I mean, I went through a phase where I was reading everything that was like Game of Thrones. Like I read those books before it was an
Mm-hmm.
HBO
Mm-hmm.
series, and there's nothing. I mean, the HBO series really took liberties. They were not. It was not as explicit like in the books reading it. Like he would talk about a brothel, but that was about it.
That
Like
was
it was never, it was never on the page like it is
yeah, but
in the
it's
show.
HBO. You can't,
But
I
it's even
remember.
like that with Outlander. Like Outlander, it was very, I don't want to say it was fade to black, but it wasn't super explicit. And there's some episodes of Outlander where I'm like, oh, like it makes you blush.
Anything
It's like, what
people.
is going, and my God, they're noisy. Like when they're doing it on the show, I'm like, I gotta turn the volume down if the kids are around. They're gonna be like, what are you watching, Mom?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Not like the
Yeah, and you hate that. You don't like when you can hear things. So you clearly
no.
have
And let
never
me tell
watched.
you, it's only specific to those sets of movies. The kissy noises.
You don't
If
like to
you
hear kissy noises. You would hate Outlander then. Did you watch
do,
Outlander or no?
no, I've not watched.
Oh,
I've
you
not
would hate
listened. I've
it.
not
It's way
read.
more than kissy noises. It's a lot of noises.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe now I want to see. I have a theory that it has to do with the budget for sound design and sound stuff that
Maybe.
makes you be because everybody when you think about it, yeah, everybody makes those noises. Like duh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But when you're watching a movie from that at a movie theater or that came from a movie theater, that was released that way, you don't hear that.
You don't
I
want to
don't
hear the
know.
lip smacking.
Yeah,
No.
you don't hear that like that. Like,
Yeah.
well, I mean, I guess in the explicit stuff you do,
I
but
don't know.
that's not the same quality.
I don't,
You know what
every
I
time I
mean?
hear it now, I think of you. I'd be like, oh, Lacey would not like this movie.
Oh, yeah, yeah, no. And there's a couple of movies that I want to watch, but for various reasons, including that, I kind of stopped watching those remakes, or I don't know if they're called remakes when they're book to movies, but yeah. See now I'm gonna have to see about Outlander because I know a couple people who just live and die by that series, and I've
Well,
never
they're
read
well
it.
done.
I've
I
never
think
listened.
I like the books, but the books were I feel like season one of Outlander on the TV was very true to the books, or to the first book, but then it kind of started to just take its own life,
Mhm.
like as it continued to go on, which I feel like that's the way of things.
I kind of like to do it backwards and watch the thing and then go back and read the thing
Yeah.
because I know that in order to make a compelling TV or big screen product,
Mhm.
it's got to be different than the book. The ones that are so like the book, like they're exact the same, those just don't come off across screen as well a lot of the times. Um, but like with the show with the dragons, we are just
So
talking about.
Game of Thrones?
Yes, Game of
Oh
Thrones.
yeah.
We came into that late. Like once again, we came into that like you were watching the ending and so mad about the ending.
Oh yeah. I was
And
not
we were just starting season one, and it was just a finally. Everybody keeps talking about this. We have to see, and literally all the people at my husband's job kept talking about it, and he was like, "I have to see," and he fell in love with it immediately. It's not that I didn't like it, but he's not a waiter, so he does not wait for me.
Oh yeah.
So
So he
he would
jumped
be
aheed.
seasons ahead because he
Yeah, but
was
you can't
very.
watch that show when kids are in the house.
Oh my god, he doesn't. My poor kids.
Yeah. Well, it's so funny. My
Between
kids
that
are
and
like,
horror movies, like the stuff that he lets them get. Well, I can say poor. They love that they get away with it. But like the horror movies, I will get up and leave. I cannot do horror movies. It's not the thing. And they are like, yes, we love
well,
it. And
see,
I'm like,
with
it's
Game of
blood,
Thrones,
gore, and a
it was
lot of times,
really, I feel like it was just season one that was really bad. And it was because I remember watching it and I was like, oh my God, there's like a lot of sex. And then by the time I got to like season six, seven, like there was hardly
mhm.
any at all. Because now you're like thoroughly engrossed in the plot and you kind of forget
Yeah,
if there
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
sex
Well,
scene, you
you're
don't
seeing
even
the
really notice it.
whole, yeah.
So my kids are like, I want to watch it. And I'm like, yeah, it's not that bad. I mean, there's some stuff, but they're like 15, 16 years old. It'll be fine. Well, so they're watching it in the family room, and it's season one, probably the worst season. And I'm like, I have to leave the room. I can't. I was so awkward. I'm like, I can't be in the room with
I
them while they're
think
watching this. I'm
when
like,
we
I
did it,
can't
I
believe I
think
let
my
them watch
oldest
this.
were like that age too, because I was like, what was it, 7 years later? My
Yeah,
oldest
I
were around that
forgot. I
age
just forgot how
too.
bad season one was.
But the younger ones, they would literally cover their eyes and ears. They didn't want to have anything to do with it. So we're like, okay, that's cool. Cover up, and we'll let you know when you can look again.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's.
All right. So, all right. We are going to move along because readers had sent in some of their most embarrassing stories. We got a lot of them. So I narrowed it down to three because we would be here like all day long. Um,
the,
so
the new one.
yeah, so yeah, you go ahead, read the first one, and then when we're done reading them, we'll pick. We're gonna pick a.
It's in the email that I sent
Yeah,
out.
it's in the email that I sent you. So if you check
Okay.
that, there's at the bottom, if you scroll down, there's an email of the email. The stories are there.
Okay. Here we go. The lower two stories. Okay. You want me to read the first one?
Yep, go for it.
Okay. Embarrassing audiobook story number one. My husband and his buddies were sitting in my my husband and his buddies were sitting in my truck in the driveway, waiting for their last buddy to show up so they could embark on their weekend of going to a tractor show. I was mowing the lawn, so I can already tell where this is going. Oh, okay, hold on. Sorry. Hold on. My eyes are not spring chickens anymore. Let's do this. Oh, here we go. I was mowing the lawn so I could enjoy a quiet weekend alone. Well, I was listening to Chantal Tessier's The Sinner. They were jamming to some classic rock. My phone connected to the truck, and all of a sudden, they were listening to Zen. You know, the basement scene where he ties her to the post. Yeah, that scene. Now, I love my hubs, but he is technically challenged. He can do the basics, but figuring out how to undo my Bluetooth was beyond his capabilities. Three grown men scrambled out of my truck faster than they have moved in years. I was trying to figure out why my earbuds quit working. I stopped the mower and noticed they were all standing around the truck. All three of their faces were beet red. Why didn't they shut the radio off? I don't know. I was so embarrassed. I knew one of my husband's buddies really well, as his wife and I are best friends. The worst part and the embarrassing part of this is the third guy was my best friend's dad.
Oh no.
He is in his 70s. They asked if that is what I listen to every day, and of course, I fessed up to it. They now believe I need therapy. I think they need to listen to the whole series, especially the Carnage Men. Well, my husband and my friend's husband. Not sure if her dad's heart could take it. That's so funny. That reminds me, my husband, when he tells people what I do, well, not people, when he tells his coworker, he's an iron worker, he's a construction worker essentially. So when
Mhm.
he tells these men what I do, they go, "Oh, narrate audiobooks, okay." And there's always one that's quicker to the draw than the others, and they go, "Well, what kind of books?"
Yep.
And he has no qualms, no problems letting them know the kind of books that I listen to or that I narrate. And they're like, "What?" And inevitably, someone, because he'll say Lacy Laurel, and inevitably somebody will look it up. And so the next time he goes back to work after they looked it up, they're like, "I looked up your wife."
Oh my
And
God.
he just starts laughing because to him it's just hilarious. It's so part of our everyday life.
Yeah.
But oh man, he's like,
Well, the
man,
thing is that like not
time.
everybody is like they just think that like they don't understand like the stories that come with romance. They just assume
Exactly.
it's
And
like nothing
especially
but
him
smut,
because
and
he
it's
works with
not. Yeah.
men, right? So they really aren't even,
They're so men are so immature about it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, oh yeah. But it's just interesting. And he's like totally like, and they're like, "That's how she makes her money." Yep, paid for this. She got her infinity. Like just different things. Like it's just funny, but it's cool to see how proud he is and how just non-phased. But it's interesting to see the reactions. But yeah, stories like this, people in the cars and stuff syncing up. I don't listen to audiobooks hardly anymore, so I've never really had that happen. But I could imagine some of the stuff that I would listen to, especially when it's around strangers, so
We
somebody
have
sings in the
major issues
ears.
with in our house with like my son's headphones connecting to my phone or something like that.
Oh yeah.
It's really bad. So like I just now like if I'm listening to an audiobook, nobody's home, my Bluetooth is off. I'm not even I just don't
Mm-hmm.
people around because
I
I never
miss the
know.
days where you could
You
just
never
plug
know. I
your
mean,
thing
a
up.
lot of times it's fine. It's like, especially if I'm listening to like a, I don't know, political autobiography or something like that. I don't really care. I'll put the headphones on. But if I'm listening to a romance, nobody's home because I never know when it's going to like connect to someone else's device by mistake.
Mm-hmm.
All
Mm-hmm.
right.
Yeah.
So we got the all right, story number two. So she says, my worst audiobook experience happened when I was camping with the family, kids and grandkids. I was outside cleaning up the campsite. The kids are in the camper. While I'm outside, I'm listening to a bit of a spicy book. And as soon as the very spicy part came on, the kids turned on the Bluetooth speaker inside the camper. I am unaware that the phone connected to the speaker. The next thing I know, my daughter is yelling at me about what kind of porn I was listening to. That's funny too. All right. So, all right, you got a third one, right?
Okay. What did I do with that? So slow. Okay, here we go. I like to listen to books while I'm working. I blame my ADHD for needing background noise to get any work done. I always listen in my AirPods, but had taken them out to take a phone call. Without realizing they were still out of my ears, I pushed play, and
Oh no, the whole office?
my entire office heard a very spicy scene. In my panic, I couldn't get my phone unlocked to stop the noise. Needless to say, I am now the talk of the office. Instead of cowering in fear, I disowned it and said that if anyone needs some good spicy recommendations, I'm your girl. The office, though, that's like I,
That's an HR issue. Like,
I used to work at a hospital. That would be like I might lose my job. I
so, all right, so we got the three stories. I said, and I told them that we'll pick one while we're recording, and then I'll email them because I said I would read them aloud anonymously, so I can't like say their names. But I
mm-hmm.
will email them and let them know if they get to pick an audiobook from my catalog. So which one you pick? You pick the winner. Which one's the funniest one you think?
Um,
So we've got The Office, The Camper, or the one with the old dude, 70, the dad, the
The
friend's dad.
Office, because that's just like high stakes. Like that's why it's funny to me. But oh
Yeah.
my, the mortification from her,
Yeah.
it has to be The Office.
But at least she owned it though. All right. Okay.
No, I know. I love that. I love that.
All right. I will. If you emailed us about your listening to your spicy audiobook in the office, I'll be emailing you soon. Okay. All right. Then, all right. Just now, the other giveaway, just wanted to remind everybody there is another giveaway. If you go into the YouTube description, it's the link for it is right there and you can enter. All right, now we're just going to get to some reader questions. Before I read the first one, I also want to remind everybody to hit the like button because it helps the algorithm so more people can find this. Let's see. Okay, question number one. This one is for Lacy, it looks like. What is the most mortifying or weirdest thing that has happened to you while recording a steamy scene?
Mortifying,
Mortifying or weirdest thing?
weirdest. I I don't not because I'm lucky that I'm in a booth. Like
Mhm.
even when I was in my closet, it was like I was so away from everyone.
Gosh, remember when you were in the closet
Yeah.
and your husband would snore because he was working nights and be like, I can't narrate today because my husband was snoring. I
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
closet.
and it's
Yeah.
so funny because now he says I. It's one thing or another. I kind of wish I was back in the off in the office in the closet. I think I'm gonna talk him into like redoing it, like majorly redoing it, so that I can have a comfortable booth situation. My booth is smaller. I don't know that I can get as comfortable. Like I almost want to have like a couch and I just sit there and just read. And
Yeah.
I'm starting to see these studios where actors and actresses who are narrating get to go into these studios and just sit there like chill, no headphones, no this, no that. And I'm like, I want that. I would be such a better storyteller if I was comfortable.
Yeah.
But mortifying, no. I think it's more so like, did she just say that? And I'm trying to think. I don't think I could say out loud without you getting flagged on YouTube. The thing, because I'm very much so, I've seen it all, read it all. There's not a lot that phases me.
Mhm.
Um, but occasionally I'll get something and I'm like, he just did what? I think for me, the worst mortifying thing that I've read, it has to do with um, fit. I don't
It has to do with what?
fit. Keep it in your mouth. It don't need to
Oh,
go
spits.
out.
Oh, spits. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Like I'll be reading and I'm like, I can't say that, and that's rare for me to not. So it's very rare for me to be like, I can't say that, but I'm like, keep it in your mouth. Like I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
That's not the thing.
Um, let's see. I'm pulling up the next question here. Okay. Says what is this? This actually made I had to think about this one. I probably should have given you a heads up. So if you don't have anything right off the bat, let me know. It said, "What is the most romantic line that you've ever written or recorded?"
Oh,
Yeah,
I
because like I mean, there's so many things. 450 books you've narrated. Like that's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
hard.
No, I couldn't even. I mean, I maybe could think about the most romantic male hero,
Yeah.
but I couldn't pick out a phrase.
I
Uh,
was only able to do it because I was able to go and look at actually it's what readers thought. It's not even my what I think is the most romantic line. It when you go into the Kindle highlights, look at like your most highlighted thing in the book. So I was able to pull up what readers highlighted more than anything else. That's
mhm.
what I decided was probably the most romantic line. And it was Alexander Stone in Stepping Stone.
Okay.
He said to Christina, I don't know if you remember this towards the end of the book, when he said they're up like on the mountain by like the Christmas tree. He had said to her, I need my eyeballs because like, hang on, I'm gonna have to read something. So like that's not like blown up really big. The Celtic belief is that everything happens in threes. The Triskelion can be a representation of past, present, and future.
Mhm.
Angel, you are my past because I feel like I've been searching my whole life to find you. You are my present because you are here with me now, and you are my future because I can't envision anyone else by my side. So yeah, so that's what readers think
I
was
remember that. I remember that. I remember going, oh, I remember that when I first, like the first time I read it when I was prepping.
Mhm.
I remember that moment. Like if I think about it, stuff like that, but you have to bring it up for me
Yeah.
otherwise. And then
I didn't think it was like that swoony when I wrote it, but everyone like loved
no, it
it.
is, especially with at that point in the series, what they had already been through.
Yeah.
I think those are the romantic moments is when the most ones are usually series because you're so much more invested, or duets because you've been, with that couple. And usually it's like a hard headed male who just wants it his way, whatever that is. And when they finally just open up, and not just open up with their actions, but when they tell them whatever that thing is that they say, that's just the moment where you go, oh. And yeah, I mean, mainly I narrate romance, so I get a lot of that, but I do remember that particular
Mhm.
one. I remember that moment for him. Yeah. Oh, memories.
Then Lacey, this is for you. It says, are dark romances harder to narrate emotionally?
No, I wouldn't say so. I think not for me.
Mhm.
I don't have a lot of triggers, so I can read it as if it's just what's happening. It is just very, it's what's happening in the story. It's what's happening in this world. Um, if I had more triggers, probably my triggers have to do with like people whose kids get taken away from them in the books from the exes. Like I can't do that.
Yeah,
Like
that's
that is like I'm like ugh. I had a book and I was loving the book, and at the end of the book, her ex took her kids away, like legally finagled a way to take her kids away, and I was just like, oh, like that was my, and I didn't want to, I had like 2 chapters left, so I was like, okay, obviously it's going to get resolved soon, but I was like, can we hurry it up, because I can't, that's hard, that's just hard to put myself in that spot, in that space, because for me as a mom, I that's worst nightmare, something happening and me not being with my kids. But I don't have any other triggers
yeah.
other than that. So I'm like tired. I mean, well, I mean, the spit thing, it's, I guess that's hard
Yeah.
because I put myself in the visual moment of it, right?
Yeah,
Like
you're
a
because
lot
you're
of
trying to
times,
envision, yeah, to perform it, you have to visualize it. And yes,
yeah, like I'm putting
yeah,
myself in it and I'm trying to believe it in myself that I'm in the situation, so that
yeah,
my voice, hopefully it comes out
yeah,
a little bit, more like, oh, this is the story she's telling of what happened to her.
yeah,
Um, but not that a lot of the dark romance stuff I could probably go through in real life,
yeah.
but I'm just so like, oh yeah,
You're
yeah, yeah.
just reading the words. You're not really,
Yeah.
yeah,
And I think too, I'm just not shocked by a lot of things anymore. So I need that to keep it
yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
So for
All
me, no.
right. All right, we're gonna do just quick speed round of would you rather.
Oh, okay.
So would you rather have a ghost in your house or be late with a book deadline?
Be late with the book deadline.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm a firm believer. I can't. I grew up in a house that was, I grew up in Ohio, and the homes there are older, like, like older, and some of the stuff that, oh, no, no, no. I was so glad when I got to move out of that house. I could not even.
No,
Mm-mm.
I would rather see. I think we have a ghost in the house because the dog, there's always one wall that, like, all the dogs, every single one of them, they just bark at for whatever reason. And there's like
Uh,
nothing there. It's the most obscure thing that they just bark at
See,
this
I
wall.
think maybe when you're in it, you get used to it. Because I remember when I lived in that house
I don't really care. Whereas book
for like,
deadlines, they make me so anxious. So yeah. So no,
I
I
lived in
would
that house for
rather,
like 8 years, and I
I'll deal
dealt
with the
with it. But
ghost.
now, no.
Yeah. All right.
Mm-mm.
Would you rather be haunted by your ex or trapped with your book villain for the night?
Trapped with my book villain. My exes are all annoying.
Haunted by my ex, no thanks. Yeah, give me the book villain. Take the book villain. Would you rather spend Halloween in a haunted mansion or at a masquerade ball with your favorite book hero? Masquerade ball.
Mercury, come on now. Give me a
Masquerade ball all
masquerade
day.
ball with MMC any day.
No, no haunted mansions for me. I can't even go. I
Mm-mm,
can't even watch scary movies. Like I'm such a chicken.
mm-mm. That's how
I
I
have to
am.
hit mute and close my eyes if I think something
Literally
jump
on
out.
Sunday, we were watching football. We watch football all day. We have two TVs in the room now, so we can watch Red Zone and then whatever we're watching. And at the end of the night, my husband was just like, "Okay, I'm footballed out. Let's watch The Conjuring." And my son, my second oldest son, and I looked at each other. We looked at him. We were like, "We're out. Sorry, no more family time. Not happening." And the little ones were all, "Yeah, let's watch The Conjuring." And I'm like, no, I cannot with the scary movies, the scary houses. I love Halloween, and I really do a big thing. I guess the word is celebrating it.
Oh yeah, we were
Um,
supposed to talk about how you decorated your house for Halloween and all the things, and
yeah.
we never even
Well,
got to that. Oh well, that's fine. We've been at it
yeah,
for a
but
long
I mean, I
time.
love since before my oldest was born. I've always, with the children in my life, made Halloween a big deal, even if it was just like when because I lived on the other side of the country from my nephews and nieces. The pumpkin carving when I was with them. If I happened to be with them around and anywhere near October, I would do pumpkin carving with them. I think it's just because when we were kids, we did that stuff in the classroom. Like that was the funnest times when we got to do. And I'm not an artsy person, but that was just something about that. And then, but I don't like truly scary ghost stories. I don't like scary movies. I don't like haunted houses. Or if I think when I was little, Thriller, the video from Thriller,
Oh yeah.
scared me. Like it wasn't even the video. It was we were listening to the record. My sister put on the record. You know when you
Oh,
have
the
like
record, the
records,
song never scared me. I can honestly say I
that
don't think
his
I saw the video
voice, you
way
know
back
how he
then.
would be like, he would talk at the end and then he would go ha ha ha, like he would
Oh yeah,
laugh
he's like
and
kind of
joke.
like our like there's
She
some
would
growly
sit
voice.
on me
Yeah.
and make me listen because I'd try to run out of the room because I didn't want to hear it, and she would sit on me and make me listen to it to scare the bejesus out of me, and I just no. But I do love Halloween for all the other things, and we kind of go overboard. Like I'm getting ready to get our lights together for a light show, like just and well, I'm not going to be at home this year. But I'm like making sure everybody has all their costumes and all their stuff and
No, we're just having now my kids are older, so we're just having friends over.
mm-hmm.
We went out there at the Statler Tower in Buffalo. They had like a big Halloween party. We did that last weekend.
Oh, that was last week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's when I like there's because Dave was actually Ricky Bobby, and then I was
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and then I don't know if you watch Yellowstone, like my friend Maria, and so you know Maria and her husband,
Mm-hmm.
they went as like Beth and Rip from Yellowstone. They actually were. He looked good. I didn't even
Beth is
recognize Maria with her
the
blonde wig.
reddish brownish hair one.
What's that?
The reddish brownish hair one.
Maria?
Beth.
Oh, but no, Beth is the blonde. But Beth is a blonde. She's like super trashy in Yellowstone. She's Dutton's daughter. She's like the sister.
Not the one that does the business stuff. Or am I thinking of
Yeah,
another
she
show?
does the business stuff, but she's definitely blonde.
Is
Very
she
blonde.
blonde? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to.
Yeah. But all right, let's wrap things up here. Tell me
Okay.
your unpopular opinion.
Oh no, that's her.
You know, she find
Yeah.
what's your unpopular opinion?
Um. Everybody should not make an audiobook.
Yeah. I know, I agree with you. Not everybody needs to have audio. Yeah.
It is what it is. Yeah, for various different reasons, from the quality of the writing, to the style of the writing,
Yeah. And
to
authors get editors. Like it's important.
mhm.
Yeah.
There's phases. There's phases in your career, and I feel like I know what it feels like to want to jump ahead of things because that's the
Look at
personality that I
for the
have.
new people who, I mean, I was there. I'm not, I understand like learning as you go, but people, I'm talking about like these seasoned authors that have been at it for 10 years. If you're not using an
Mhm.
editor, you
Yes.
should not be in this business. That's my hot take
You
on
got
it.
to grow, and having other people helping you with your work is to me a sign of growth, especially because you're marketing your book to other people. So like there's things that you're not going to think about that other people are going to catch or not understand, or the errors. Oh, the errors. But I mean, for just it can be a very high revenue stream, but it's not always that, or it's not always that immediately. And if you're just not in a place to where that is something that you can
Yeah.
um, deal with, then it's not for you at this time. And it's okay. It may be for you later, but it just may not be for you right now.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that is because everybody wants me to be like, everybody should be in audio. Should they?
I don't know. Okay. My unpopular opinion, candy corn is gross.
That is truth. I don't, that
It is
is,
disgusting.
it is, uh, I don't even know why. I feel like they created candy corn just to like give us something, to always have something to give us for Halloween, because like there's just no need for it
It
at all.
tastes, it's like chalky. It's gross.
Yes, there's no point. It's not. Mm-mm, mm-mm.
All right, so I'm just going to wrap things up here. If you haven't already hit the like button, please do so that other people can find us. And I just want to thank everybody for watching the Halloween special and listening to our rambling. Links for Lacy and I are in the comments, and don't forget about the giveaway. Also, please subscribe to the More Than Words newsletter so you can be the first to know about upcoming episodes. All right, this was fun. So, all right, thank you
You're
for
welcome.
being on. And then I will probably talk to you, I don't know, in an hour. All right, bye.
Bye.
Hey everyone, thank you for tuning into the More Than Words podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit the like button and consider sharing it with your friends so more people can find us. The more people we have listening, the more fun we can have on our shows. And most of all, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting authors everywhere. Thanks and happy reading.